In today's modern parenting, we're talking about how to turn mistakes into teachable moments for kids, whether it's a bad report card or poor sportsmanship or anything else. How do we turn a failure into a valuable lesson?
Yeah, experts say the key is for parents to teach kids how to process and work through their mistakes or setbacks in a beneficial way, and equally important, not to let those moments feel like parenting fails. Here to talk about that is parenting educator and author Michelle Eichert. Michelle, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
I know you got a good book, a new book, 8 Setbacks That Can Make a Child a Success. And you talk about how failure can actually be a good thing. Walk us through that. How does it work, and what are some examples?
Sure. Failure sounds like a really scary thing that we want nowhere near our children, when in fact, it's one of the best tools that kids have for becoming great adults. What it does is it teaches you where your boundaries are. It teaches you where you need to learn a little bit more, push a little bit harder. It really strengthens you if you let it. And if you shy away from it, you don't get stronger.
There's that old saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right?
It's very much like that.
Setbacks are the things that help you. I know in your research for the book, you found that parents and grandparents worry the most about their kids' emotions and how they're going to handle their feelings. How do we help our children with handling their feelings?
That is a really tough one, because we start to snowball and we think, oh, my child is moody, and then we think, oh no, they're depressed, and then we think, oh no, are they maybe thinking about taking their own life? So we go really quickly into the dark area. The first thing parents need to do is assess their own fear, pull back from that, and then we need to get kids to open up, and the way to do that is to be really non-judgmental listeners. So asking questions, prompting them to talk without any judgment.
My favorite is tell me more.
I love that.
I love that,
Yes,
the
yeah.
curiosity. And I mean, you touched on that, but like, give us a list of do's and don'ts if your kid is in the middle of facing a setback and they're feeling a little stuck.
Sure. The first thing I want parents to do is to engage. So I don't want you to live in the pain with them, but you can ask them, how's it going? Would you like to talk? And a great way to do that is to schedule time, because kids do not like to feel like they're being ambushed. So I'd love to hear how it's going. Maybe we can touch base later on that.
Love
what I
that.
don't want parents to do is become a megaphone. Sometimes we feel like our kids' pain or our kids' failure is a reflection on us. I never expected to have a kid who failed a class or got suspended or whatever it might be.
Right.
So we start talking about it left and right. That's not really in the kid's best interest.
So how do parents know, I mean, this is such a big one, I think, for me, for all parents, when to get involved when your kid has a setback, when to leave it alone, and when to jump in?
You can be involved at any point if your involvement is mostly as a sounding board. What I don't want to see are parents who want to make things really, really easy for their kids, because we don't learn when life is perfect. And I don't want parents to feel like they have to make things artificially hard either, because that can be traumatic. So I'd like parents to meet kids right where they are and to be non-judgmental and to say, let me hear what you have to say. I'm a soft landing space for you. The world's going to give them enough opportunities to mess up and to face plant, so we can be a soft space.
I love that, soft space, safe space for your kids. I understand you also have a 3-step process for helping kids sort of overcome obstacles. Walk us through that.
That's right. So what I want every parent to do is to first contain the problem, resolve the problem, and then evolve past it. So containing it is really kind of doing your research, figuring out, what do I need to do to stop this problem from growing, or do I actually need to contain my kid because they're in some danger? That's number one. Resolving is taking some action. So figuring out, based on your research, where you need to go for help or extra resources. Evolve means moving past it. You do not want this to be the headline of your child's childhood, so you've got to start to see new things and see the good after a mistake.
I'm thinking about when something happens, I think a lot of us parents start asking, how are you doing, over and over again, like checking in all the time on our kids. But you say we shouldn't do that all the time. Why not?
I call that pushing the bruise. I think your child is already in some pain, and you feel like, as the parent, I'll feel better if I could just get confirmation that they're okay. So you ask all the time, are you sure everything is okay with your friends? Did you have someone to sit with at lunch? And that feels like a lot of social pressure, when as a kid you feel like, my parents' happiness is riding on how I'm doing here in this situation.
That's a word.
Yeah, so don't press that bruise.
That's so good. I mean, so much of this seems to be rooted in remembering that your child has agency and feelings, and you can schedule time and check in, and they'll be able to share too.
And I love that you said remembering, because that's one of my favorite tools for this, is to have a little nostalgia, because we all went through this. We're so quick to forget, but we were moody and we made mistakes and we messed up.
Yeah, that's true. And we learn from it, right?
Right, we grew from it.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
I said, yeah, there we go. That's the theme of the day.
Eichert, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
There's a lot more news ahead.
You're watching NBC News Daily.